had a thought. So I stitched that video, a very nice young lady, paying off like $1,000 of lunch fees for kids at a school near her house. And I made the point that late lunch fees shouldn't even exist. And while that's wonderful, that there's even more work to be done, right? And I hope I didn't dissuade anyone from paying off lunch fees. Like, people need to do that, right? If that's what's standing in the way of a kid accessing lunch and you have the means to do that, then absolutely fucking do that. But it can't be the only thing that you do if you have the privileges to do that, right? People of privilege all the time will find reasons not to do the right thing or the nice thing. And it's often that like, well, this won't really make a difference, so I'm not even going to do this smaller thing because really a bigger thing needs to be done, right? But it's like, hey, I'm bleeding. Will you help? Well, really a doctor needs your help, so I can't do anything. I'm not a doctor. And it's like, hey, I'm bleeding. Could you put your hand over while we wait for the fucking doctor, man? And this is kind of that situation. If you can give the money in the meantime while we do that advocating and that, law changing and whatever the fuck we need to do to make sure kids have free lunches, then do it. Like, please fucking do it. You need to be a part of the video now. I live in a city where there are often people and often teenagers in the streets asking people in their cars for money. And I have an unpopular opinion that we should hand over our money to them. Simple as that. What's the reality though? The economic circumstances of our city, of our country, of our world, leave them in the situation that they're so desperate that they're in the streets looking for money and opportunities to change their circumstances. And therefore, I hand over whatever I have when I see them. And I feel not bad about it at all, even though I'm not changing the entire world and economic system when I do it. There have been huge cultural arguments and disagreements across my city about this exact thing and what to do about, these teenagers that's in the street and these paupers or whatever the fuck you want to call them, people in the street who are desperate and asking, to me, they're asking for help. I once handed a woman a $5 bill and she started crying. I've never been in that desperate of a situation, so I don't feel bad about doing it, and I'm not going to feel bad. And I always encourage people to do it if they can, because why the fuck not? Because it's not changing the system, because it's not changing the world. Fuck you if you're not going to do it. Fucking do it. And guess what? If you're not going to hand over $1, then what? Are you going to Congress and fucking changing the law? Show me what you're doing if you're not going to do it. Hand over $1, walk across the street, pay the fucking bill. Do something.